How are you guys doing today? All right, let me check on everything. I do believe we are live. Hi, guys. All right. Happy Wednesday. It's Wednesday, you guys. How are you doing this week? Go. Hopefully, my sound is good. Today, we're going to talk about Rex Heuermann. Tell me if you have heard of this one. All right, my sound is good. I had so many sound problems that it still makes me nervous. Okay. Hopefully I got everything switched. Turned on. I froze there for a second. All right, still learning, still figuring things out. That's okay. I'm going to get there. All right, today we are talking about Rex Heuermann. Hopefully you guys are having a good week. It is Wednesday. A couple more days until the weekend. It's actually gotten cold here. I don't know if it got cold there, but all of a sudden it was super cold. And it's actually warming up to some nice fall weather today, which will be nice here in just a little bit. Anyways, yes, so we are going to talk about the Long Island serial killer, Rex Heuermann. I saw my cat's tail up there. She might come say hi. So Rex Heuermann. Wait for y'all to roll on in. Come on in, you guys. I was trying to, I wanted to see if an earlier live would be nice. Sometimes in the evening, there are so many lives going on that I feel like there's just too many. So I thought maybe a daytime little coffee chat. Okay, I'm gonna keep an eye on the chat down here. You guys feel free to ask questions, leave comments, chat amongst yourselves. Keep it nice, please. All right, have you guys heard of Rex Heuermann? He is the man accused of. All right, so here's a picture. If I can good enough pic. There we go, without the shine on it. So this is Rex Heuermann. He is 6'4", pretty big man. He is accused. You jumped on my, you used my head. There she is. Her name is Creature. Um, so, all right, here we go again. Hi, you guys. How are you doing? All right. So, the Long Island serial killer, also the Gilgo Beach. Have you heard of these? Gilgo Beach 4 is usually what it's called. So Rex Heuermann is accused of the of taking the lives of 7 women at this time whose remains were found on Long Island, and that is in New York. The victims include Melissa Barthelemy, Megan Waterman, Amberlyn Costello, Maureen Brainerd Barnes, Jessica Taylor, and Sandra Castilla and Valerie Mack. We're going to get into those on another episode. This is just part one, you guys. This is a big case. Um, it's probably a lot deeper than we will ever actually know. So we're just going to get started with this part one today and kind of find out who Rex Heuermann is. And there's going to be several parts. So this is part one. Well, we'll just leave it at that. I don't know how many parts there is because the case is going to probably be next year, which is only weeks away. And so it's going to be a big year next year. So we need to get caught up before that starts. That happens. All right. So he was initially arrested July of 2023. And it was just for Melissa Barthelemy, Megan Waterman, and Amberlynn Costello at that time. He has pleaded not guilty to all the charges. A judge has ruled that all seven of the cases will be tried together rather than separately. So this is gonna be seven victims all in one case. He is in custody while pending trial. Of course, he is not out on bail. Thank goodness. Okay, and the remains of several victims, not just seven, were found near Gilgo Beach along the Long Island area, which has been the focus of a long running investigation and to what may be a serial killing spree. So this has been going on for a long time. We'll get into the dates later. Um, Investigators link Heuermann to the victims through advanced DNA evidence, including hairs found on the remains and other forensic clues. Rex Heuermann was caught after a decade-long investigation that was finally cracked open by new forensic technology, phone records, and detailed review of old evidence. So they reopened the Gilgo Beach case in 2022. We're going to just run through this stuff because we're going to get into a deeper dive later. They re examined every piece of old evidence using modern DNA testing and cell tower data analysis that wasn't available back in 2010 and 2011. So in January of 2023, investigators collected a pizza box with pizza crust in it. Rex Heuermann had thrown away outside in his Manhattan office, and the DNA from the crust matched a male hair found on one of the burlap sacks used to wrap one of the victims' bodies. So we got one of his hairs found on the body, one of his hairs found on the body, and then the DNA from that hair linked him to the pizza crust. They took the DNA from, and that like linked him to that body. Witnesses also described a dark-colored Chevrolet Avalanche seen at Amber Costello's home, the night she disappeared. So this is just very beginning stuff. This goes so much deeper, you guys. So police arrest Rex outside his Manhattan office after the grand jury approved murder indictments for three of the victims. So at this time, three of the victims were connected to him, and he was um, charged with those taking the lives of. Let's watch what we say, and it's kind of dumb. Well, it is dumb. Hey guys, I'm having coffee today. Have coffee every day. Actually, I'm having my coffee right now. What are you guys having to drink? What are you doing today? Let me know what you're doing today. I told you I would show you our new skate deck when the light was brighter. Can't really see it very well, but it is very cool. All right, so Rex Heuermann has pled not guilty and remains in custody. Um, Investigators continue processing thousands of pieces of evidence, but he has remained, well, he has pled not guilty. Because he is innocent. So if my hair was found on a victim and it linked me to something like that, I'd be freaking out. So I don't know. But it is possible, I guess, nowadays with touch DNA and all of that stuff. That is crazy. Anytime a stranger wants to use my bathroom, I'm like, yeah, sorry. There's too much evidence in there. No. Excuse me. All right. Well, Rex Heuermann was born in 1964. He's around 59 years old at the time of his arrest in 2023. So that makes him about 60, 61 now. Probably 61. He is 6'4", notably tall. He is a large build and heavy set, broad shoulders, often described as an imposing figure. So he also weighs about 240 to 270 pounds. So pretty big guy. And yeah, imagine these girls are probably a foot shorter than him, 5'4", so probably weighing 110, 120 pounds. That's 100 or more pounds lighter than him. Scary, scary guy. And everything in this video, I should say, is for educational purposes only, and all my opinions and all of that stuff. Educational and entertainment purposes only. Just to keep everything happy. All right, so he's a pretty big guy. His hair was found on one of the victims. Linked it to the DNA they took from the pizza crust they took from outside his Manhattan office. And so yeah. Oh, and then his car, his Avalanche, was seen at one of the victims' houses. Then I believe the night she disappeared. So not looking good. What do you guys think so far? So this is the Long Island serial killer, Rex Heuermann, allegedly. He was born and raised on Long Island, New York, in Massapequa Park. It's about 20 miles from New York City. You guys feel free to start a chat. I would love to start chats and chat with you guys. You guys make my day better. So let's have a talk. Let's chat, chat, chat. Heuermann's neighbors described him as quiet but odd. He kept to himself but was occasionally seen doing yard work or commuting to the city. His house, however, was notably run down, cluttered, dim, and dated compared to the tidy homes around it. It was also hoarded, so they were hoarders. Despite his professional success, he never seemed to invest in improving the home. So it was falling apart. Um, all the houses around him were pretty nice. So it stood out. It probably does still stand out. It's still there. It stands out compared to the other houses around it. So um, he just did not care to keep it up or fix it. It's also the home he grew up in. So uh, that was also his family home. So he just kind of let it go. All right. Well, Rex was an architect. I suppose he still is, but he's not since he's in prison or in jail. Um, and the owner of RX Consultants and Associates. So he was a business owner based in Midtown Manhattan. Some neighbors called him a weirdo or reclusive, but not openly hostile. So I guess his neighbors kind of knew him, but how would you know? How would you know if your neighbor was doing something that he's accused of? Like I wave to my neighbor, but I don't know what he does, you know. So something to think about. Something to think about. What are your neighbors up to? All right. So, supposedly he was living a double life. However, a lot of things happened in his home, so I'm not sure if he was living a double life or people were just looking the other way while he was doing things. All right. Well, we should be having a trial next year, hopefully. Hopefully. There have been 10 or 11 bodies that have been found. Let me check on that. And so we have a lot of things to talk about. Let me know if you guys have heard of this case. Let me see. Yes, 11. That is correct. Okay. I am correcting myself. That is correct. I hope you guys are having a good day. So, at least 11 sets of human remains have been found near Gilgo Beach, Oak Beach, Jones Beach, between 2010 and 2011. Was 10 women and 1 man, plus an unidentified toddler that belongs to one of the unidentified women. Oh, I'm sorry. She is she is identified now. The toddler has been identified as well. So, all right. So we had the Gilgo four that were found in the beginning, and then later 6 more. And so far, he is charged with seven of these victims. And it all started with a 911 call from Shannon Gilbert, who he is not charged with. And we will be getting into that in the next episode, in the next live. So, what do you guys think so far? So, once again, he is accused of the murders of 7 women, 7 of these 11 victims that were found. One of his hairs was found on a burlap sack that was wrapped around the victim. The DNA in that hair was linked to the DNA he left on a pizza crust inside a pizza box that he threw outside his Manhattan office. And when they linked those up, he was arrested July of 2023. And he's being charged with 3. And then it became 7. So in the beginning, it was 3. And then they linked more and more and more. Now he's charged with 7 of the 11. He has pled not guilty. And we should be going on trial next year, 2026. So, all right, you guys, let me know what you think about this case. Next time, we're going to talk about Shannon Gilbert and her 911 call and how that got everything rolling into finding these 11 bodies in the Long Island, Gilgo Beach area. The big case. This is just the beginning. I wanted to keep this short this time. I keep going almost like an hour, and sometimes we should just make shorter videos because I can't always watch an hour. So I wanted to keep it shorter for you guys this time. We're going to start on the 911 call that led to all of this and to the pizza crust and getting Rex arrested next live. It will be soon. And you guys have a great day. You guys make my day awesome and much better. Thank you for being here. Start a chat. And I'll see you guys soon. Bye, guys. See ya.